So the second video, I'm on my way to Gloucester, just travelling on the Pacific Highway. Now, there was a lot that I could have explained about that first video. So I was travelling from Inverell to Gloucester, and Thunderbolt's Way. It's a pretty long road, but I was getting really close to Gloucester, and I think for about 10 k's there was a very steep hill, and you're supposed to use low range for trucks and buses, and I didn't really see that low range. I was getting late at night, and by the time I wanted to go on low range after travelling on it for so many meters, it was just too late. It was like a roller coaster, and I just wanted to keep going down that hill, and you're going around so fast you can't control it, especially when your brakes stop working and they caught on fire. And it was getting to the point where my steering was wobbling, the back end of my car trailer was wobbling, and I didn't know what was coming ahead, because I'm keeping control of the steering wheel and that as I'm going around the bend. It was so wobbly, but I managed to not crash it around that bend. And all I could see was this straight road going downhill, and I didn't know what the outcome was going to be. I didn't know if it was going to be another sharp bend as you go down that hill or what. So my natural instinct was, since I had no brakes, I just had to kind of smash into one of these barriers and slow my vehicle down. It was like, I'd rather save my life than traveling double the speed and not knowing if I was going to be alive. So yeah, after the collision, I reckon in about 15-20 minutes I had at least a dozen cars stop to check if I'm alright, and some of them gave me bottles of water because I needed to get my brakes out of the flames. The size of my bloody hand, I'll catch it on fire, and if I didn't have anybody that gave me water, that Trident would have bloody burnt to the ground, I reckon. And next thing you know, a lot of people stopped, and because there was no service as well, you had to travel at least 40 minutes to get service on people's phones. No one had service, so I couldn't really call anyone, but for some reason it was allowing me to text people. Next thing you know, an NRMA tow truck was driving the opposite way, and he stopped, and he goes, "Oh mate, I want to get you off the main road." So he wanted to try and tow my car trailer, my Trident and the Land Cruiser up the hill, and he had a caravan on the back, and he was struggling. He was moving me like half a meter, and his freaking truck kept conkering out, but he seemed pretty certain that he'd get it up the hill. I got him to put a chain on my Land Cruiser to my car trailer, and as he was pulling it up the hill, his chain snapped, and my Land Cruiser started rolling down the hill, and I went down the hill about 20 meters. Lucky I had flat tires, so what happened was the Land Cruiser just rolled down the hill and went flat, and he ended up towing up my car trailer and Trident. He was up the hill while he had the caravan on the back. He kept getting it up the hill every meter, and eventually he went and got me Land Cruiser up the hill as well, and he just did it for nothing. There was just a lot of kindness, and he says, I've seen a lot of accidents happen here. It happens all the time, the same spot, on an average, every couple of months, and people have died in that spot. It's first time experience traveling that road, and maybe if I was in low gear, if before I started going down that hill, 10 k's before. Alright, so I'm actually not too far now from where I actually had my accident, probably another hour away. And I was just at the local service station up here, and I was talking to this truck driver, and he travels up that road quite frequently, and he did tell me some things. He said it's a pretty dangerous road. He said if you're not in low range, he says you've got no hope. That's what he says. So that's someone that's a local here. He'll tell you, you know, travels on it every day, he says. Well, not too far from Gloucester now. Alright, so I just filled up. Heading back home. And got a lot of alloy. And filled up the trailer. The boys have been pretty busy back in the shop. Continue my drive. In my new Trident. So tomorrow I gotta unload, and I can't capture every single footage, but we're gonna look at other car trailers and see at my budget and see what we can figure out, because times are pretty tough right now. And see how we go.